Nintendo is no stranger to copyright claiming or issuing DMCA takedowns against, emulation sites that are providing ROMs and even hacking videos, as we've seen numerous times in the past, including Game & Watch hacking videos, the little new Game & Watch systems that they've put out over the past couple years. But there's something interesting going on concerning the Steam Deck, and I wanted to do this video as more of a discussion to hear from you guys, get your take and opinions and thoughts on this, because recently there was an individual, the Fox, who has a Steam Deck in his possession and was showcasing various different things with emulating different consoles, playing different games and whatnot. And he has a whole series of videos showcasing this stuff. But the one that got some attention from the Nintendo Ninjas was the Nintendo Switch emulation guide for the Steam Deck. But this goes a little further than that. Initially, when I saw this a few days ago, about a week ago, I was like, okay, Nintendo Switch stuff, you really, you kind of get in that scary situation. Like, do you want to cover this stuff? Do you want to showcase how it's done? There's been these people at Team Executor and whatnot who, went to jail and all sorts of crazy crap recently for selling products to hack Nintendo Switches. And they went beyond that as well. They were hosting websites that kind of supplemented that by allowing the download of ROMs. There's a whole big thing with that. We've talked about that quite a bit on the channel. But I thought, yeah, when you're doing Switch hacking or Switch emulating in videos, it's kind of an odd thing. Like, is Nintendo going to come after you? Because it seems like they're very hell-bent on that. And the thing is like the Nintendo Switch is a current generation console that they are making money off of selling games, and other companies producing games for it as well. But it wasn't just this person's Switch emulation video for the Steam Deck that got bombed by Nintendo. It was also their GameCube video. And I found that interesting. Like, what was the reason behind that? Because so many people have posted videos talking about either GameCube hacking, GC loader stuff, emulating the GameCube on various devices, including up to the Wii and the Wii U. That's after the GameCube. And I've seen people in the past and through like Reddit and whatnot, different discussions saying, as long as it's not current stuff that Nintendo's making money off of, they really don't go after you. But it just seems like whatever they're focused on, maybe they saw this guy's video to the Switch emulation stuff and just started looking, okay, what else does he have of Nintendo? Because we just want to hit him with everything we got, right? And that just seems crazy. Are they making money off of GameCube games? No, not necessarily, unless they're games that are being ported to the Switch. Do they have plans to put it on the Switch Online virtual console that you're just getting rental access to type of thing? I don't know. It's a very gray area thing with video games and content creation to begin with, not just with emulation, but showcasing footage of video games has been a thing that has been kind of up in the air, especially with Nintendo over the years. They used to have their little creator program, which I was part of for a very short while, but I didn't like the way they went about it, so I wound up just never doing first-party Nintendo stuff. Because when they had their creator program, which they have ditched, like it's no longer a thing anymore. But when they had it, it was like there was two ways of going about it. Either you're just a Nintendo-focused channel and you share the revenue of every single video that you do with Nintendo, almost like an MCN type thing, like you're part of a network, or you go video by video. If you do a video that's Nintendo related, you produce the content and submit it to Nintendo, and they either approve it or deny it type of thing. It was kind of ridiculous. Either way, they took a cut of money from you. And when I joined that program, just thinking, okay, I want to do Nintendo content at the time, and I saw how it really worked, I just never bothered. I think I did one video where I had them approve it and just saw the way it worked and was like, yeah, I'm not going to mess with this. And then eventually they dropped it, right? But it's kind of the fair use thing is another thing, goes beyond this emulation stuff, but just showcasing video games in videos. there's value to developers and companies who are selling games, in some people's opinion, like, hey, I'm helping advertise the game type of thing, not just with reviews. Like you post a review, you could argue that's fair use. I'm showcasing footage from a game and I'm criticizing it, right? Or, hey, I'm going to do a live stream and play through a game and comment on it and, have my personality present, not just a quiet playthrough type of thing, try to make it entertaining and whatnot. Is that fair use? Fair use is something that has to be like fought for and proven in court type of thing. So it's always a gray area when it comes to video game stuff. A lot of companies have whitelisted their games because they see the value behind people, posting videos and content on it. Nintendo is kind of on that same thing now where it's like, hey, you can like live stream our games. You could co-stream our Nintendo Directs. You could do all this kind of stuff as long as it's, there's some kind of manipulation to it. You're a part of it. You're not just restreaming our content type of thing. So they've gotten better on that part of it. But then as far as emulation and whatnot goes, it's like, yeah, there's tons of videos on YouTube that cover emulation for tons of different systems, including Nintendo's stuff. And it's like, is any of that really safe? Nintendo wants to decide, hey, you know what? You're showcasing Mario. Like, for example, this video that this individual posted playing Super Mario Odyssey, and like, hey, this is like a Switch emulation guide. If he would have played a different game that wasn't first party, would have Nintendo still went after him? Or is it just because, hey, it's not like you're showing how to do this process? We don't know what Nintendo thinks, but it has to be that. Like, you're showing how to play our games that we sell currently on another device for free. So how do you claim that? Hey, well, you're showing Mario. Like, you have no right to show Mario. That is our game type of thing. So they can claim anybody they want, but then to go back and go after like the GameCube video that he posted as well is kind of nuts. This individual, from what I've seen, he didn't really seem to take it too bad from what I'm gathering. I'm not crazy familiar with this guy, but I've looked through his Twitter account here, seeing any kind of responses. But I thought this was kind of funny. But I have diplomatic immunity, and he shows his 3DS with the ambassador certificate, all the shit tons of games he has. Looks like he's a pretty big collector there. And it just makes me wonder, like, I started thinking with this whole thing, okay, showcasing emulation on the Steam Deck. Is just Nintendo's not a fan of the Steam Deck? Hey, that's competition for the Switch. If you're playing Switch games on it, maybe. I don't know. But then, like, I had this thought, like, and I had to go back to what we first started this with. The copyright claims against Game & Watch hacking videos, right? Now, remember when the NES and Super Nintendo classics came out? I remember there was a guy that, I think he was fairly close to me in Southern California, that wound up getting in trouble hacking and adding games to the Super Nintendo Classic, but he was like selling them. But what about the people that were showcasing this? I don't remember Nintendo really going after people who were showing hack-chi and all that kind of stuff. Maybe as long as you weren't linking to ROMs. But then again, at the same time, most of these people who've been showcasing videos on this stuff that have been claimed, they weren't linking to ROMs from what I gather. They were just showing the process or the development of getting the process going type of thing, like with the Game & Watch stuff. And then now with the Steam Deck, like, how does emulation work on that system? How good is it? That type of thing. And I started wondering, I'm like, okay, the Super Nintendo NES Classic, was it a thing where like they kind of like turned a blind eye to it because it was beneficial to them? Like, I can add games to this for free. Let me buy one. So Nintendo was getting a sale. But then wouldn't it be the same thing with the Game & Watch? There's still the Mario Game & Watch is sitting on shelves at like my local Target and Walmarts. Like, they're still out there and they're not moving because everybody who got one who wanted it, right? So wouldn't it be beneficial if it was like, hey, you could hack this and like swap games in and out type of thing? Wouldn't that be beneficial to the sale? Maybe, maybe not. Like I said, this is not really something like I just wanted to discuss wholly and like, hey, this is my opinion. I want to hear from you guys because I'm baffled by a lot of this. Like, yeah, with Nintendo Switch stuff, for me, it's off the table. It's a current generation system where Nintendo's not my friend. Don't get it twisted. They don't come to my house, tickle my taint every 2 weeks or anything like that. I'm not friends with them. I'm not friends with any company like that. Like, They're all businesses to make money. I'm not a fool. I'm not like the Friends of Talarico thing, like some businessman. Like I'm gonna like go crazy about this shit. And like I'm not friends with any of these people. You know what I mean? I like games, and I like Nintendo games. The same thing for me when the PS5 and Xbox Series X. I have those consoles, their current generation. I'm not gonna hack them or do any kind of modifications to them to circumvent anything. Not at this time. Maybe in the future when the lifespan is up. But it's just, yeah, with the Switch, it's like it's a situation. You jump into that, you don't know what you're gonna get. You don't know what you're gonna get if you're advertising how to do certain things with the Nintendo Switch. So yeah, is it just Nintendo not liking the Steam Deck, like looking at that as competition, or are they looking at it like we just don't want people knowing they could play our games for free? I mean, could be a combination of both, I guess. Let me know what you think down below. Really do appreciate every single one of you guys. Big ass blurry thumb butt like a Bigfoot. Bye.